Thanks. Oh my gosh. This new video emerged of Sinead O'Connor. I just saw this. She about 3 years ago she went on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan, and she talks about how Prince was trying to beat the shit out of her. It's pretty good, actually. We should watch that. I'm like interested in Prince and domestic, because you never heard about this shit, right? Was Prince abusive? Sinead O'Connor. Abuse claims by Prince's ex. The artist formerly known as Prince has never been far from controversy. He is one of the biggest selling pop stars of his day, making his name, then changing it to a squiggle. And, with his high energy fusion of rock and funk before disappearing into rock star seclusion. Now he faces notoriety of a different sort after a former girlfriend made a series of allegations claiming he sexually abused her and made her call him the Messiah. Charlene Friend alleges that the diminutive singer filmed her having sex with him without her permission and threatened violence when their relationship ended. Excuse me. In court papers filed in Santa Monica, California, Miss Friend, who was 18 when she met the star, says that she was repeatedly physically and mentally abused during the 2-year relationship and that the experience left her suffering from depression. In her statement, she says, Prince informed me that he took sexual relations very seriously. He believed he was the Messiah, and if you had sex with him, you became one with him. Very nice. That's a great offer. Jesus. He would have me dress in his clothes at his whim. His staff were not allowed to look at me, and I was not allowed to look at them. The case was filed after a row broke out over some. The case was filed after a row broke out over some gifts Prince, 44, gave to Miss Friend, now 30, which she attempted to sell. She is taking action against him for defamation and emotional distress, and could be awarded millions of dollars in compensation from the man who wrote Purple Rain, Little Red Corvette, and Sign of the Times. Yeah, we know. Miss Friend, who also alleges that Prince indulged in wild parties and made videotapes of them having sex without her knowledge. Prince would have bizarre sex parties where he had different theme rooms. He kept people in rooms at his homes and would have different acts in each room. He had cages, chains, whips, and in these rooms, sometimes he would watch and sometimes he would participate. Prince would also make me watch videos of him with other women. This would make me very upset. I was also filmed having sex with Prince without my permission. Miss Friend, who began a relationship with Prince after they met in a Hollywood bar, also accuses him of starving her and threatening violence when they broke up. Prince ran hot and cold, treating me nicely, then being cruel. He would kick me out of bed, ordering me to sleep elsewhere. I would want to leave, but he would prevent me. He said I belonged to him. He also demanded that I be on call for him. Prince threatened to have me killed after we broke up, saying no one else could have me. Miss Friend claims the experience has left her emotional wreck. As a result of the severe abuse, I have suffered anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. A spokesperson for Prince said today the allegations were totally false. Prince became an international star following the success of the Purple Rain album and movie in 1984. It became one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time. In the early 90s, yeah, we know that. Interesting. So, Sinead O'Connor, this happened 3 years ago. Oh, this is weird. So this has been out for a long time. Pop music legend Prince. Let's have her read it to us.
Prince was a violent man who would beat women while high, report claims. Pop music legend Prince was a violent man who would beat women when he was on drugs, Sinead O'Connor reportedly told police. And O'Connor says she was one of the women who suffered from his wrath, according to a report by TMZ. O'Connor, the Irish singer-songwriter who skyrocketed in fame after releasing a cover version of the Prince-penned Nothing Compares to You in 1990, was reportedly interviewed by the Carver County Sheriff's Department not long after the 57-year-old pop star died on April 21, 2016, at his Paisley Park estate. Audio of that interview was recently released, with O'Connor reportedly informing that Prince was a hard drug user. "I know this because I spent time with the man," she said, according to TMZ. O'Connor reportedly added that the star had been violent to a number of women in his life, leaving some needing to be hospitalized, according to TMZ.
Damn, that's wild. So here's Sinead O'Connor talking on Good Morning America 3 years ago.
Career-wise, this may not be the easiest day, but
R.I.P.
it is a
Sinead
really
O'Connor.
positive one. Yeah. So stick with it. Be the best version of yourself at work and rise above tricky comments or characters. May have to do that in just a moment.
There we go.
The right people will be watching at the right time.
That's weird, isn't it?
Family loyalty feels faded, but underneath the bond is as strong as ever. Don't doubt it.
You know, Mystic Meg, I often read Mystic Meg because she's bang on.
Yeah.
Other Muslims. Obviously, you're famously Catholic for most of your life.
No, I didn't really set out to be a pop star, but yeah, success, inverted commas, that happened. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't really setting out to be a pop star, so I didn't really fit the mould. I was more of a punk, actually.
Yeah.
So I didn't really set out to be a pop star, but yeah, I like that now people are focusing more on music and not, including me, obviously.
When you sing that song, and we all know that song, it's such a beautiful, beautiful anthem to lost love, really, is what it is at its heart.
But it's very hopeful, isn't it? He obviously intends to get her back.
Yes.
He's getting her back, because she's coming home after that.
What does it make you feel when you sing it?
I love it. I always think of my mother when I sing it. People have all kind of associations with this song. People broke up, people got married, someone died, someone was born, whatever. For me, it's about my mother. My mother died when I was very young, in a car crash when I was about 18. So I always get to spend time with my mother when I'm singing that song.
Really?
I close my eyes and think of my mother. It's the only time I get to spend with my mother, yeah.
What would she have made of your extraordinary career?
I'd say she probably does make something of it insofar as I believe there's life after death, but I'd say she's very proud. I would say she's very proud because herself and my father were amateur singers. They used to sing, you know, in light operas and things like that, HMS Pinafore, terrible things like that, you know. So she had a very broad musical taste as well, so it's really down to her and my father that I became a singer, you know. So they're both pretty proud. When
you've gone through life and you've had relationships, broken relationships, heartache and so on, do you then also think of that song? I mean, is it something that all encompasses life? I'm kind of glad when a relationship breaks up. I more go for the one of what's the one? Was it what's that band called? She's Gone Now and I'm Having a Great Time. It's brilliant. Yeah.
I remember it now. It's like,
so it's actually everything compares to you and I'm out of here. Is that
exactly.
That's a revised version.
I'm out all day, all night, up all day.
Prince wrote that song. Yeah. Did you ever actually meet Prince?
We did meet once, but we didn't get on very well. We tried to beat each other up.
Really?
We didn't get on too well.
And this is what I'm talking about.
Well, it was more he tried to beat me up and I was defending myself. But
no.
Why?
Because
that's the thing about drugs. Drugs will make you do crazy things. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. And when you're on drugs, you don't have much... You start getting paranoid, you start getting angry, you start getting frustrated, which, you know, rightfully so. You're fucking poisoning yourself and you're sort of trapping yourself in this terrible shell that you end up being in. Listen to Sinead talk about Prince.
Hang on, that doesn't sound like a joke. That sounds serious.
Oh, it's not a joke. No, it's not a joke at all. It was a very frightening experience, actually. But
where was this?
In Los Angeles. He summoned me to his house one night. And,
he summoned me. Bring me Sinead O'Connor.
Loosely went alone, not knowing where I was, and he summoned me there because he was uncomfortable with the fact that I wasn't a protege of his. I had just recorded the song, and he was wanting me to be a protege of his. And he didn't ask, but he ordered that I don't swear. 5 o'clock in the morning, we're running around his car, I'm spitting at him, and he's trying to punch me. He's got a pillow that he's trying to hit me with. We're running around his car, and I'm spitting across the car at him. Then I had to go ring someone's doorbell, which my father always told me to do if I got in a situation like that, you know. So he was into some pretty dark drugs.
How did it end?
You know? With me ringing the doorbell at his house, and he left.
Did you ever see or hear from him again?
No, I didn't. He had part of the problem was that my manager at the time, Steve Farnolli, who then died some years later, had been Prince's manager, and they were suing each other. So I think I got caught up somehow in the...
What an extraordinary
Did he
story.
hand
I know, it's
blow in the
incredible.
fight?
I'm not the only woman that he had to go at. There are plenty of women out there, if they're prepared to come out and
Really?
be dead and admit that he... I mean, he had one of the girls in his band was in hospital with broken ribs for a very long time. I know other girls have gone out with him that, you know...
Wow.
He really has. But it was down to drugs. At the end of the day, he was doing some pretty dark drugs. And we all, you know, thank God I haven't done a lot of dark drugs myself, but we've all behaved crazily on...
I like how she changed her story. Thank God I have never done. And then she said, I haven't done a lot. I haven't done a lot of dark drugs. She's done some drugs, and they've been dark, but not a lot.
alcohol or drink.
Well, unlike almost every other, and I speak as somebody with Irish heritage, you've never drunk. You don't drink alcohol.
I'm allergic to drink now. It just makes me vomit. The last time I was drunk, I was about 18, and I'll never forget it as long as I live, drunk on Sambuca. And so much that I vomited all day the next day.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
horrible.
don't like vomiting. I just don't understand it.
Well, it's
I had
because
that
you're
with
drinking
ouzo once.
Sambuca.
Couldn't drink ouzo for...
Horrible.
I don't think I've had ouzo since.
horrible.
A
Even the
Greek
mention
holiday.
of the word turns my stomach.
Ouzo. It's like licorice liquor.
You are sitting, for people who, you know, I mean, visually, there are signs, but who don't know, you have, of course, converted to Islam and you wear
Hey,
the hijab.
opulence, welcome
But this
in.
is quite a recent conversion, although
Yeah.
you believe that it's something
Is that why she's wearing a hijab? I didn't realize that she converted to Islam.
that's
Well, in
within
Islam,
you all the time.
Yeah, in Islam you don't call it conversion, you call it reversion. The idea is that you were
Reversion.
born Muslim in the first place. That if you know any person with any logic would realise they were Muslim all along. So that's actually what happened to me. I had been a theologian all my life, studying theology, but I never thought that I would join any particular religion. But because I grew up in a theocracy, I was very interested in theology. So I studied all the different religions, and I actually left Islam till last because I had such a huge amount of prejudice about it. Actually, you know. But as soon as I read chapter 2, I was like, oh my God, I've been a Muslim my whole life and I didn't even realise it. So
And what was
being
it
a
in
Muslim
chapter
is like
2
a,
of the Quran that's
Why are they interrupting her?
made you feel
well,
that?
because it exists its reason for existing is to confirm all previous scripture and to complain about the fact that that scripture has been tampered with. And it then goes on to explain how it's been tampered with and what the correct stories are, you know. And I had always believed that the scriptures had been tampered with.
What reaction have you had?
Which is very true. There's books that were fine. Was the Book of Enoch was one of the books out of the original Bible that's been taken out and edited out. My brother-in-law is Muslim, and he was kind of saying the same thing. And I think the main difference is with Islam is that they don't think they recognize Jesus Christ as a prophet, I believe. They recognize him as a prophet, but not as God. Whereas Christianity requires you to believe in God, that Jesus was God in human form. And they call that to them is haram, because there is no other God other than God. Muhammad was a prophet. Jesus was a prophet. Moses, they recognize all the prophets of Christianity, but they keep them as prophets. But Jesus was considered it is considered almost blasphemous to worship Jesus in Islam. It is considered blasphemous, I should say. Whereas Christianity is like, hey, Jesus and God and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Gene? Welcome in, buddy. It's a very confusing thing. I grew up as a Catholic, so it still doesn't make sense to me how all three of these things can be one. But hey, what are you gonna do? Keep them confused, I guess.
From other Muslims? Obviously, you're famously Catholic for most of your
Very
life.
nice reaction. Muslims are lovely people. Muslims are very tender and very loving people, despite what anyone may think. You know, so a lovely reaction. But you're their sister. When you become a Muslim, you join what's called Ummah, the family. So you're referred to as brother or sister or auntie. You know, and it's lovely. It's really lovely. Muslim people are very
And
sweet.
you talk
tender
about the
people.
prejudice that you had towards Muslims. Do you now experience that?
Oh yeah, but it doesn't. It makes me laugh. You know, it actually makes me laugh because I suppose I'm used to, as a woman for a start, and as a bit of a controversial woman, I'm used to putting up with abuse. You know what I mean? But it actually makes me laugh, and in a strange way, it makes me proud. I can't really explain why, but if somebody hates me because I'm a Muslim, I stand up a bit taller, actually.
You said something pretty inflammatory recently. You said you didn't want to be around white people anymore. You then retracted it. What was that all about?
Well, first of all, I mean, it was never true. Obviously, it was never true.
I don't want to be around white people no more. It's like, I guess you don't want to be around yourself, you Irish fucking lady. R.I.P. Sinead O'Connor?
In the first place, there had been an awful thing on Twitter, which was allowed to sit on Twitter for days, which was a load of National Front people making a model of the Grenfell Towers and letting it burn down with a load of Muslims and black people in the windows, and they were all laughing at it. And I was very upset by that. And I thought, I wonder what happened if you said about white people on Twitter the stuff that you're allowed to say about brown, yellow, and black people, you know? And of course, I found out what happens, you know what I mean? Also, I just wasn't very well at the time. I was very angry because I was getting a lot of Islamophobia. It did at first make me very angry in Ireland. You know, weirdly, I would have women pull me aside, giving out to me about the hijab. But to me, I felt like, hold on, your hair is a hijab. You're telling me I'm conforming to Western men's idea of beauty. I'm not. I just like the hijab. I'm not required to wear it. But women is conforming to... Sorry, they accuse me of conforming to Eastern men's idea of beauty. But Western women are doing the same thing with the hair. It's just the same as...
I've just noticed one of the tattoos there is about Christ.
Well, that's the thing. You see, the Quran exists to confirm all previous scripture, the Gospel and the Tanakh. So I don't have to leave my guys. I get to keep Judaism and I get to keep Christianity.
I don't have to leave my guys.
You've got 4 kids.
That I know of.
I don't have to leave my guys. They confirm scripture, but they definitely don't confirm Jesus as God. White people are pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, but there's a lot of bad black people. There's a lot of bad Mexican people. I would say that there's Mexican. I'd say that the cartel, there's a lot of horrible black people there, or I'm sorry, white people. Wow. Mexican folks. I think there's just bad people, Gene. I just think there's just bad people. And Sinead O'Connor, I mean, learn from history and become better. Yes, exactly. Look at that. Our emotes are back because I had to go fucking do the thing on the stuff. So now we have emotes. Yes, I agree, Opulence. It's like, let's do better. But Gene's still out there. Goddamn white people. Gene, do you like white women? Are you into white women? I think white people are getting a bad rap these days. It's funny how, like, you see Kamala, whatever the fuck, you know, shit talk white people and how they hate fucking black people and all this stuff, but she's married to the whitest dude on earth. It's like AOC is the same way. What the fuck's going on, white people? And AOC is married to the whitest dude in the world. It's like, come on, if they got booty and boobies and the booty, yeah. It's lustful then. It isn't true love. Well, I don't know. I mean, black people and white people or people of color and white people can always, you know, find love. And but I agree with you, Gene. I agree with you. If they got booty and boobies, I don't care about boobs. Like, boobs aren't like my thing. But if they got ass, that's why I like Texas white women, because white women in Texas got ass, son. I truly love the boobs. So anything with those things you objectify is what you're attracted to. Yeah. You got it, Opulence. You got it. No, but I think, honestly, it doesn't matter if they're white, black, or Asian, or fucking New Caledonian. I don't give a fuck. Like, if they're beautiful, they're beautiful. Good people are, and that doesn't, just because they're beautiful doesn't make them good people either, right? Because you find a lot of people who are beautiful fucking self-centered pricks. So, you know, it happens. Gotta be paired with a vagina. Well, see, I feel like, Gene, that you're leaving out a whole subsection of women. You're leaving out trans women, and therefore you are a bigot. I don't know. I've been around some ugly people, and they ain't crap. Well, that's the thing. I guess that's the point, right? Opulence is that it doesn't matter if you're ugly, beautiful, white, black, purple. It doesn't really matter. It comes down to if you're a good or bad person, right? The content of character and not the color of skin. I believe a really smart guy said that once. I don't know who that person is, but someone said that once, where we should be judging people on the content of their character, not on the color of their skin. So, I don't know. You know, if you got a vagina, you're a woman. You know, if the trans woman is fucking, I mean, if they're good looking and they got the stuff, It's just, you know, I don't want to be transphobic or a bigot here, but if they got a dick, it would be really hard for me to get into it. It'd be hard for me to get into it. I don't think I could go through with it. Good thing I'm married. I am so happy to be married now these days than ever. I couldn't imagine you not. Yeah, I'm not into dicks either. You fucking bigot, Gene. Goddamn bigot. If your idea of a relationship comes down to genitals, then you're a fucking bigot, Gene. You're a goddamn bigot. All right.
You would probably know if you'd had any more.
I would, I think. Yes.
You probably would. It'd be a clue. What's your relationship with your kids like?
Brilliant.
All
Great.
good?
Yeah, my eldest is 32. He has 2 children now, a girl and a boy.
32.
And then my daughter is 22. And then I got a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old.
But coming back to what she said on Twitter, she didn't say anything about hating white people. She just said it's interesting what white people can say about brown people. But I would beg to differ, and I would argue that a lot of white people are getting the shaft these days just because they're white. And I think it's lame. Cancel the sexy. You want me to cancel you? Okay, here we go. We're canceling you. Here we go. I didn't do it right. God damn it. How do I do it? Oh no. How do you spell how do I I don't even know how I spell is it canceled? Oh, whatever. You know what? Here, we're doing it like this. There you go. You're canceled, Gene. You're done, son. I don't even know how I spelled it. Is it go canceled? God damn it. Oh my God, I'm just terrible. Go canceled. God damn it. You know what? I'm done. I actually forgot that Sinead O'Connor
What do they make
died.
of their mum? I mean, you're such a polarising character.
Eat
Not
raisins.
really. I mean, I used to be perhaps a little bit, you know, but I've got a bit older and I don't think I'm that polarising. And my kids are very proud of me. They don't relate to, you know, Sinead O'Connor as such. One of them does. One is terribly proud of me being a singer, and I think he's the one that's probably going to go into music, you know. But the others don't really relate to Sinead. They just know mom in her slippers complaining about
When you got
Is it
the
locked?
Late Late Show performance, the reaction that you got to that was extraordinary.
I was really shocked.
What did
Come
you make
in
of it?
right
Were you
now.
surprised?
I
It
don't
was the best
care.
Saturday I've
Did
had
I
for
lock
years. I
it?
never
I
seen
didn't
anything
lock
like
It
it.
was amazing, and that's how I got
Even
to
at
see
the
it.
time, yeah.
Someone sent it to me on Twitter. I couldn't believe it. So many great reactions. I'm just going to leave you with some of them. Amazing, pure passion, stunning performance. I had goosebumps. So great to see Sinead again. A lot of love for you.
Yeah, we love you, Sinead. You know, Sinead O'Connor, I've never been a huge fan. Oh, it's locked. Okay, I didn't realize I locked it. Hold on, guys. I got to unlock the door. I think it's time for us to listen to Raina P again. Here we go. You guys ready? You coming in?
I'm here.
Okay, are you gonna go pee?
No, I just need to change my pants because they're squishing me.
Oh,
I can't breathe.
we thought we were gonna get a show.
Why are you so into a urine show? It's disgusting. Why would you want that?
Gene, you literally making Gene cry.
You know what, Gene? I'm done with both of you, okay? You can both go into the island of I'm done with.
She doesn't have pants on right now.
Oh,
How was it?
great.
No problems.
No, it's a very well written book.
Oh, good. Raina's doing whatever you call it, narration, a book narration. So I love Sinead O'Connor when she did the SNL thing. SNL.
SNL.
I loved it when she did this.
We find it necessary.
She was
We
fucking
know
hot
we
too.
will win. We have confidence in the victory of
Bye, butts.
over evil. Fight the real enemy.
How were you treated when you said fight the real enemy and you ripped up that picture of the Pope?
How were you
treated after?
You know, I don't really remember. I think there was a kind of a mixed reaction, to be honest. You know what I mean? I didn't, you know, I'm an intelligent woman. I knew there would be an aftermath. You know, I didn't expect it. You know, I was going to be carried around in a chair and, you know, have champagne poured all over me or anything, you know. So, you know, I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Obviously, there was mixed feelings. You know, there was some were supportive and some were not supportive, and I understood those that weren't because we in Ireland knew about this abuse issue in 1987, which reminds me another important point that you must make to anyone you're communicating with on this matter, and which again proves the Pope's letter to be dishonest. The Irish Church took out an insurance policy.
Yeah, she died. She died like a week ago.
In 1987, to protect them against claims they foresaw would be being brought by victims. They then, that is a matter of record, it's in the Ferns report, they then sat back until 1994 and waited for the shit to hit the fan. Sorry, I'm just turning my phone over. So, look, we knew in Ireland 10 years before anyone in America or Canada knew, so I understand that at the time I made that gesture, it was an abhorrent idea in America to suggest that a priest could be sexually molesting a child, so I don't have any, you know, bad feelings or anything about it. I completely understand why people found that an abhorrent idea, you know.
But do you feel somewhat
I agree. Like, why are people acting so brand new about it? You know, like, this has been going on for years and years. You have generations of people who were molested by you know, Catholic priests. And then you have the idea that priests were just being shuffled around to different parishes and they continue their abuse. As long as it doesn't become some public thing, and once it does become public in a community, they would just shuffle them off to another parish for them to continue the abuse. It's fucking disgusting. I believe, isn't that why Pope Benedict, the Nazi Pope, didn't he step down because of the scandals and stuff? I believe the Nazi Pope stepped down. And no, Opulence, I did not hear that Putin banned trans parents' marriage and etc. I know that gays, you know, it's not okay to be gay in Russia, and I just assume that being trans in Russia isn't okay too. You know, all these people who think that they got it bad here in America, they should go to Russia and see what happens. Go to Iran and see what happens. You know, and I have nothing against trans people. I think trans people are beautiful and do their thing. But I think the problem is that they've become such a loud voice, and anybody who disagrees with them, they try to drown out. And I don't agree with that. And they're not even willing to have a conversation about it or anything. You can't even describe what a woman is. Like, there's people in high academic places, people in politics who refuse to describe what a woman is. People who are, you know, trans women who are beating the shit out of, you know, biological women in sports, and if they say anything about it, all of a sudden they're a transphobe and they are shunned from society. It's fucking gross. Didn't they come out as against? Yeah, well, I don't know if they've come out. I mean, maybe recently that happened in Russia, but but yeah, it's been a while. It's been known for a long time that Russia does not accept the LGBTQ. And when you hear Putin talk about these things, when you hear him give speeches, he talks about how the West is eating itself because we have become so, what's the word? We've become so deviant or malaligned. What is that? I can't think of the right word, but yeah. But yeah, the Catholic Church, man, the Catholic Church has been gross for a long time. Let's see, Pope Benedict steps down due to scandal. Let's see if anything comes up. It was reported at the time the Pope's resignation was linked to the gay mafia operating within the Vatican, an underground networking a high-ranking homosexual clergy holding sex parties in Rome. Jesus Christ, what? What? What the fuck? Hold hold on. What? Was it New York Times columnist Ross Douthat expressed that nothing in his papacy, I don't know how to say that right, became him like the leaving of it. His stunning 2013 resignation was kind of a revolutionary gesture that the church so badly needed. On Catholic Family News, the resignation of Benedict, 16, is for me the symbol of the surrender of the church to the world. It was reported at the time that La Publica that the Pope's resignation was linked to the gay mafia operating within the Vatican, an underground network of high-ranking homosexual clergy holding sex parties in Rome and the Vatican, and involved with corruption in the Vatican Bank. The Pope's resignation was supposedly prompted by a 300-page dossier on the Vatican leaks scandal. In a 2016 book, The Last Conversations, the Pope Emeritus downplayed the gay mafia rumor, describing it as a group of 4 or 5 people who were seeking to influence Vatican decisions that he had succeeded in breaking up. What the fuck? The gay mafia? How do I let that go? That's fabulous. Yeah, I think so too. Why is it auto-modding gay mafia? Well, people want to act like fucking the LGBTQ plus fucking people aren't like a mafioso type group. Like they'll take you down if you say anything out against them, which I am not. I love the gays and the LGBTs. Love them. Love them. Fabulous. The Code of Canon Law promulgated in 1983 introduced for the first time the distinction between, we're losing it here. The gay mafia. Interesting. Former Pope Benedict, his papacy and resignation. He said he stood down because of bad health from bearing the full weight of the papacy. So they're saying it was his health, but also the gay mafia. Yeah, they're homophobes. Twitches? I think so. When and why did Pope Benedict resign? Pope resigned in wake of a gay priest scandal. Oh, you fucking... Why? I don't care about your ads, you fucknut. Get the fuck out of here. This is 2013. Close, bitch. So what? You won't close because the paywall is removed? You fucking piece of shit. Okay. USA Today can eat a dick then. Bye. Okay. Well, this is great. Mercury News. Get out of here. Why is my stuff not working now? I hate it. Okay, well, this is over. Google said no more Googling about gay mafia. keep your mind to yourself. All right, so kind of coming back to Sinead O'Connor, which she's
indicated
great.
Today.
I don't think in those kind of terms. To me, this isn't about me or you or anybody else. It's about the victims. And I'm always wondering, I had conversations with them. Should have called them victims. I'm a survivor of very severe child abuse myself, not clerical abuse, but very severe abuse. And I always liked to refer to myself as a survivor. I don't like to think I'm a victim. But when I've been speaking with the survivor groups, they've asked, actually, no, they said, we don't want to be called victims or survivors because some of us didn't actually make it. Some of these kids died in industrial schools from violence. Some of them killed themselves later after being brutally raped and not being believed by their families, not being believed by the church, la 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 la. So I think it's not about do I feel vindicated or you or me or anybody else. It's about these poor children who actually went through the violence and horror that we can't even begin to imagine. And if we care actually about it, we should make it our business to study what did they go through.
I'm with it, man. I mean, fucking. I grew up Catholic, but I don't give a fuck about that shit right now anymore. Like that shit is ridiculous to me. I'm not practicing Catholic. I'm not mad at anybody who's Catholic, but anybody who wants to sit there and say that there isn't like a whole pedophile problem within the fucking Catholic Church is a bunch of assholes. They don't know what's going on because he couldn't bear the full weight of the papacy. So it wasn't the gay mafia after all. It was the papacy. Papacy. How do you fucking say papacy? How do you say it? How to say papacy.
Papacy.
Oh, I said it right. Papacy. It's not papacy. A lot of Catholics aren't practicing. Well, yeah. It's how it goes. My friend sent me a lab leak thing. I was like, about the COVID lab leak, and I'm just like, dude, this has been established for years now. Are they still talking about it? Pap Steele would disagree. Yeah, I think you're right, Gene. Papacito would not be into it. Let's get a little bit of Sinead O'Connor love. So let's just learn a little bit more about it. I don't really know a lot about Sinead O'Connor. So I'd like to, about her health changes everything. This is from 22 hours ago. Let's watch this one
To
first.
Sinead O'Connor, the groundbreaking singer, passed away suddenly at 56. Deborah Roberts is here with the latest on what we know and how she is being remembered this morning.
No.
Good morning.
Was she? No, I don't think so. No, that was Sigourney Weaver. That was Sigourney Weaver.
Robin, what a sad morning, too, for the music world and for the world. She was a once-in-a-generation singer with those piercing eyes and a voice that could just stop you in your tracks. But for Sinead O'Connor, singing wasn't just about entertaining or stardom. It was also about taking a stand and standing up with raw honesty. One musician called her a punk spirit who was uncompromising. And it was that spirit that often sparked controversy and that would define her music and her life. Her voice moving and haunting. Nothing and no
She
one
was
compared
hot.
to Sinead O'Connor.
It's been 7 hours and 50 days.
The world stunned by the sudden loss of the groundbreaking artist at age 56. A rep saying in a statement, her family and friends are devastated and have requested privacy at this very difficult time. No cause of death revealed. Fierce and rebellious, the Irish Catholic singer began mesmerizing audiences on the streets of Dublin, releasing her critically acclaimed debut album in 1987. But it would be her cover of Prince's Nothing Compares to You that would propel her to international stardom, earning 3 Grammy nominations and soaring to #1 on charts around the world. With a career spanning 10 albums and millions of records sold, O'Connor was uneasy with her fame, shaving her head in defiance to music executives whom she said wanted her to appear more feminine.
This was somebody for whom her art was very pure, was very uncompromised, and she had little to no patience for anything that felt like it was a betrayal or a watering down of what her vision was.
She often rejected standard accolades, boycotting the Grammys in 1991 after her big win, claiming it favored the commercial side of art. The following year, during a live
No
appearance
shit.
on Saturday Night Live, she stunned viewers after infamously ripping up a photo of Pope John Paul II as a protest against child abuse in the Catholic Church. Fight the real enemy! The singer also opened up about her
That's
longtime
fucking
struggles with
awesome,
mental
though.
health, diagnosed with bipolar and complex post-traumatic stress disorders. Many recall her frank discussion about her troubles with Dr. Phil.
Who are the people that won't take care of you? Are you talking about your family?
Yeah, and obviously I want to be really clever because, like, I love my family and I don't blame them. It's not easy for families of mentally ill people. We can be difficult.
Then last year, more darkness for the mom of 4, O'Connor losing her 17-year-old son Shane to suicide.
Ugh.
She was later hospitalized and put on suicide watch.
Jesus. She's hot though, for
This
real.
morning, the music world paying tribute to one of its most talented, now fallen.
So many heartfelt tributes this morning, too, about the extraordinary.
That's crazy, man. That's great. Her son killed themselves, and then she was on suicide watch. That's wild. And this is her thing. Yeah, R.I.P. for sure.
There's a reason for everything I do, and this has to do with your mother. Will you do an experiment with me?
Is it going to make me cry?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna make me cry.
You don't need to run. The first thing I want you to do with your eyes closed is I want you to picture your mother's face. And when I say picture your mother, I mean I want you to see her face, negative,
wasn't
positive, doesn't
hot.
matter. See her eyes, see her skin, the way her hair fell over her forehead.
Maybe she was.
I want you to experience the scent that identified your mother, the sound of her footfall when you hear her walking.
Why is Dr. Phil doing? Why is Dr. Phil like leading this lady into like a horrible dark memory and shit?
Tilt of her head, everything that defined your mother.
Look, she's
Now,
clearly uncomfortable.
I want you to answer this question: what I resent about my mother.
She kicked the out of me.
Go on.
She won't change her clothes. She won't wash. Same for us. 5 years living in the same clothes, no washing.
Wow.
She won't heat the house. She won't get lights. She won't get out of bed. She won't stop taking drugs. She never tells me I'm pretty. She never tells me I'm sweet. She makes my little brother scream.
Oh.
She smells sick. There was a smell about her that was sickness. Smell of evil, you know.
Whoa.
How did she hurt you? How did she hurt you inside?
Kicking me, kicking me, and kicking me, and kicking me, and kicking me.
God damn.
And telling me I'm evil and telling me I shouldn't have been born and I'm the reason my father left. Is my fault.
Oh my
All
God.
right, change of question. What I wanted from my mother, I did not get.
Cuddles, love, kisses, sweet names,
Snuggles.
sleep in the bed with her,
Aw.
sweet presents.
Tell me what I missed.
That is so fucking sad, dude. That is so fucking sad. Like, holy shit, man. That is awful. I have a lot of friends whose parents never told them they loved them. Like her father won't give hugs to the son because I don't know, that's gay or something. I don't know. Like they shake hands. I don't know, man. I love my son and I give him love. I the other day I was getting all emo at work and I was just missing my son. So I just texted him. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about you and I love you so much. And I don't know, man. My dad never cuddled me. You know, my dad was very, very loving. He showed a lot of affection. And sorry, Gene, nothing against you. And is your parents straight from the motherland, Gene, or are your parents immigrants? Because I know sometimes, you know, immigrants can be it can be tough for them to show affection, especially when it comes like the American standard of affection from parents. It's just different cultures and stuff. My dad's from the heartland. Nice. Yeah, my mom was from the heartland, but she always showed us a lot of love. My mom was always very cuddly with us. So my dad was too. I tell my son I love him every day. It's one of those things, man. I could never imagine not telling my children that I don't love them. My mom is from the island. Ah, okay. Which island is that? Oh God, what is that called? Is it the Philippines? Like Guam? Like where? What island? Hawaii? Yeah, Japan. Oh, like all the islands except for. All right, fair enough. I don't know. Anyway, you know, it just depends on how you grew up, you know. I'm sure there's plenty of Asian dads out there who are loving their kids, but you know, not like that, like showing affection in that way. I just, for me personally, I have to give my son affection. Like he's my little guy, and he's just the shit. So that's really sad. My dad was ex-Navy in the 60s. Oh, okay, so your dad's from here. Your dad's an American. See, and then that's the thing. Like, there's some American dads, that old school mentality where like it's a handshake. How you doing, son? Doing good, Dad. Shake hands. All right. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends, right? It doesn't matter where you're from. It just depends on how they were brought up and shit. Are you winning, son? Yes, Gene is the sexy Asian. Mean Gene, the mean machine, the sexy Asian. No, I'm white, hence the name. All right. He's Asian.
That's about my mother.
I hate not being able to love her. I hate not being able to have taken care of her, maybe giving her some love back, help her. Nobody helped her. I miss her. I cannot put my arms around her and tell her I love her and that she's all right and actually, mother her. I wanted to mother her. I would have taken care of her even if she was an absolute monster.
Without even thinking, what do you love about your mother?
The first thing that came to my mind actually is that she's dead, which is a very strange thing.
Oh, shit.
I love about my mother, that she's dead.
God damn. She's like, what I love about my mother, she's dead. Fucking bitch.
I think it was very kind of her.
My dad, when he hated a movie, he would be like, my favorite part of the movie was the credits. I think she's Irish. Oh, or is your dad a Scotsman?
Although I miss her horribly, I really ache for her, and I think that's part of where my suicidal instinct comes from, is that I want my mother. But I cannot wait until the day that I naturally get to heaven so that I can see my mother again.
Okay, do this for me. Close your eyes one more time.
Oh my God, here he
If you sat
goes.
before your mother right now, and you had 1 minute left in this world, what would you say to your mother?
I'd throw myself on her like a monkey and I'd never let go. And I'd tell her, I love you, I miss you so bad, I miss you so bad. My life has been terrible, 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 terrible. I miss her so bad. I can't wait to see her again.
I guess, yeah, that's what Dr. Phil does, huh? He does the analyzing shit.
You said she cut your hair off.
Yeah.
Why do you keep your hair shaved?
When we were children, my sister had the most beautiful red hair, glorious red hair, the type you'd be jealous of, like just beautiful. You know, like that gorgeous woman on that show Mad Men. You know, that woman that just like Jessica Rabbit.
She is hot.
Yeah. But my mother took it into her head that my sister's hair was ugly and horrible and disgusting.
God
and she
damn.
started, when I had long hair, she would introduce us as her pretty daughter and her ugly daughter.
Oh.
And that's why I chopped my hair off. I didn't want to be pretty.
But she
Dangerously pretty
still
too,
is
because I kept
hot,
getting
though.
raped and molested everywhere I went.
Have you ever told anybody that's why
Oh
you
my
keep your hair shaved?
God.
A couple of my friends, you know. But that was a
I
huge-
got raped and molested everywhere. This is fucking dark, dude. Like, Sinead O'Connor's dark. God damn.
part of it. I didn't want to be raped. I didn't want to be molested. I did not want to dress like a girl. I did not want to be pretty. Other girls beat you up if you're pretty too. The other reason was in the music business. I was asked one day by my record company, would I grow my hair long and wear short skirts because they wanted to sell me on my sexuality. And
Yeah,
I was like, I didn't want to be sold on that. I wanted, if it was going to be successful, I wanted to be because I was a good musician. So I said, no, it's got to be about how I sound. Plus, I was a protest singer. I came from an age of protest singers. The artists I was influenced by, etc., they weren't the type that were selling themselves on how they looked.
My kind of woman.
I'm not staying alive for me. For me, if it was me, I'd be gone. Straight away back to my mom.
Sinead, are you mentally ill?
I am fed up of being defined as, the crazy person, the child abuse survivor.
When you were 21, you had the #1 song in the world.
I also felt like an imposter.
Why? When you tore the Pope's picture up on Saturday Night Live, whose picture were you tearing up? You say your mother abused you physically and sexually. And this is really important to me. Tell me what happened.
She was not well. She was really very,
She
very, very
sexually
not well.
abused her
I would say
too?
she was possessed, although I'm not sure I believe in such things. So either she was just a sadist and a pedophile, or she was possessed by the devil.
Well, let me work backwards here. When you were 8, your parents divorced after a really troubled relationship. And
Well, there was no divorce in Ireland. They separated. And then what happened was, when the day my father left, we were very upset. My father had built us a shed in the garden, a hut to play in. My mother was so angry at us for being upset that he left that she said, right, if you love him that much, you can live in the shed. So from the day he left, we were living in the garden for months.
Well, when you mean
Jesus
garden, you mean the
Christ.
garden?
She living in the fucking garden.
The backyard.
The backyard?
Yeah. It would not be fair for me to discuss anything that she did to my siblings, so I have to only discuss what she did to me. She ran a torture chamber. It was a torture chamber. She was a person who took delight, would smile in hurting you.
What did she do?
Where do I start?
at the beginning?
My earliest memory, she's telling me that I shouldn't have been born. She didn't want me. She didn't want girls. She wants me to be a boy. She dresses me like a boy. She chops my hair off. Whenever she beats me, which is daily, I'm naked. She makes me take my clothes off. I have to lie on the floor. I have to open my arms and legs. I have to let her attack my abdomen. She wants to burst my womb. She wants to destroy my reproductive. She won't stop me being a female.
She did this to you for how long a period of time?
From
Was this a
0
daily
to 13.
thing?
So she basically, it would be sweeping brushes, she'd be stamping on me with her feet. The phone would ring in the middle of it and she'd be like, oh, hi, how are you? Her foot would be on my naked on the floor. I'm 3, 4, 5 years of age. Kindergarten, I win the prize for curling up in the smallest ball. I remember being about 5 or so, we were meant to go somewhere for the weekend. She made me put on a dress that used to belong to my sister and the button was missing. She beats the out of me because the button is missing off the dress, takes the dress, takes the light bulb out of my room, locks me in my room, and then everybody leaves for the weekend. She's the type of person, she'd make you get every Bible in the house and every hockey stick. We used to be terrified. The last day of school in summer was the most unhappy day of our lives. All the other kids would be delighted we'd be hiding the hockey sticks and the tennis racks and crying because we're stuck with her for the summer. She would invent reasons to beat you up. Like she'd say the lampshade is crooked. My job was to clean the house. So if I left the lampshade a bit crooked after I dusted it, she'd beat the out of me. Daily this went on. The only thing you'd be sure of every day is you're going to get kicked out of you when you hear the steps of her waking up. Literally me and my brother used to pee our pants.
How long did this go on?
Till I was 13 I ran away. She used to make me say over and over, I'm nothing, while she was beating me.
I am nothing?
I'm nothing, I'm nothing. It's a very small, so after a while you begin to believe it. In fact, you are nothing.
For 38 years, these wounds have been festering within you, and you've never had trauma treatment for this until right now.
This was my treatment.
I understand.
Music.
Music was my treatment. My question would be is why the mother acting in such a way? That's a good question. Like why? What happened to the mom that made her such an evil motherfucker?
I want to play...
we'll come back to you, Dr. Phil. Sinead O'Connor's mom. History. Marie O'Connor. No, but however, I do not have access to real time. Sinead O'Connor was born. We know that. Or did the dad leave because the mom was awful? Absence of husband. That could be the case. Opulence. That could definitely be the case. I wish there was. Cooner. Oh my God. Oh, Cooner. I'm such a fucking illiterate. The Marie O'Connor. Backstory. Who are Marie and John O'Connor? So this is the Marie and John O'Connor are the parents of Sinead O'Connor, the renowned Irish singer who got married in 1960. Let's see, Marie and John O'Connor, they were married in 1960. Let me see, let me get this in here. John O'Connor began his career as a structural engineer, but later shifted and became a barrister and a chairperson of the Divorce Action Group. His involvement in this group reflected his progressive stance on social issues, particularly advocating for the legalization of divorce in Ireland. Oh, because it's such a Catholic fucking country that they couldn't get divorced. That's wild. Probably psychopathy and history of it in the family. I would imagine so. He was like, I gotta get away from this bitch. She's crazy. Being married to Marie O'Connor made this dude like fucking. We gotta get this shit reversed. We can't sit here and be stuck with these crazy bitches. That sounds about right, Gene. At the time of the divorce was not legal in Ireland, and John's effort were part of the broader movement to change the situation. Marie O'Connor played a significant role in young Sinead O'Connor. However, the relationship was described as troubled, and Sinead O'Connor experienced a difficult childhood due to her parents' separation and subsequent custody battles. These early family struggles had a profound impact on Sinead and shaped her life. Age 15, Sinead's behavioral issues such as shoplifting and truancy led to her placement in blah, blah, blah. The 1985, Sinead was 18 years old. Tragedy struck the family. Marie O'Connor lost her life in a car accident at the age of 45. She lost control of her car on an icy road. This loss had a profound impact. John O'Connor, despite accusations of abuse during Sinead's childhood, played a pivotal role in the family. He was involved in advocating for divorce. And okay, you said that already. Sinead's elder brother, Joseph O'Connor, is an accomplished novelist known for the works such as Star of the Sea. He defended his father's role in their lives while acknowledging the emotional and physical abuse they endured from their mother. See, they're just describing Marie and Sinead O'Connor, age 56, passed away from prolonged battle with her mental health illness. The sad news was officially announced by her family in the statement expressing their deep sorrow over the loss of their beloved Sinead. They have requested privacy during this. Wait, did she fucking kill herself? Is that what it was? Did she commit suicide? In tribute to Sinead O'Connor. Music, okay. Sinead had alarmed viewers in 2007 when she shared an emotional video on Facebook wherein she expressed feeling suicidal due to her mental health concerns. Sinead O'Connor was candid and open about her struggles with mental health. In 2007, during an appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show, she revealed that she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and had experienced suicidal thoughts. Sinead shared that medication had helped her achieve a greater sense of balance, but she acknowledged that managing her mental health was an ongoing process. In 2012, Sinead O'Connor had to cancel a scheduled tour due to the doctor's advice following a severe breakdown. The incident highlighted the challenges she faced in coping with her mental health condition. I couldn't imagine being fucking 18, being completely fucked up in the head and having like #1 songs in the world. Holy shit, that is crazy. It's a pattern usually since you raise how you know. Right, so Marie O'Connor probably was sexually abused, physically abused. It just seems like that's how it was. Just her parents were probably just abused and she was abused. Like, goddamn, it's so horrible. Throughout her life, Sinead O'Connor was vocal about her experience with... Yeah, we know that. You're saying shit over and over again. Doesn't mean you're saying anything new. Yeah, let's see. Sinead O'Connor's book revealed the harrowing abuse by her evil mother, who stripped and assaulted her as a child. Marie O'Connor, Sinead's mother, a kleptomaniac and abuser, haunted the singer's troubled past. Okay, so late Irish singer O'Connor revealed disturbing abuse at the hands of her mother. Renowned Irish singer and songwriter Sinead O'Connor had bravely shed light on the traumatic and abusive childhood she endured at the hands of her late mother, Marie O'Connor. Yes, we know that. Look, X. That's so stupid. Fucking X. I hate it. Sinead O'Connor. Oh, that's in some other language. Marie O'Connor's actions and behavior were far from nurturing maternal. Sinead recalls horrific instances of physical and sexual abuse, revealing that her mother would strip her naked. Yeah, we saw that. The abuse extended beyond physical. Also, as Marie also cursed Sinead into participating in theft. Ooh. They would exploit charity boxes. Oh, fuck, dude. But Marie would greedily pocket all the donations. Like, what is she going to do? Give it to her? My app updated today. Oh, good. Oh, did it? Is it just like an X? Is that all it says on Twitter? I got to find it. I got to update mine. Marie would greedily pocket all the donations, leaving her family in financial distress despite her father's wealth. Sinead described her mother as a kleptomaniac, pilfering from vacant houses for her selfish gains. Only after Marie's death did the true extent of her financial hoarding come to light, revealing a sizable sum hidden away while her family lived in deprivation. Wow. R.I.P. to one of the bravest women ever, Sinead O'Connor. She highlighted child abuse when everyone looked the other way. Damn, she looks crazy, bro. Despite these nightmarish experiences, moving Dutchman! What's up, buddy? Good to see you. What the fuck?
Westia, how you doing, love?
Thank you so much, Moving Dutchman. I appreciate that. Mighty, mighty! What's going on, mighty, mighty? Welcome, welcome. Glad you guys could be here. We're just talking about horrible things that happened to Sinead O'Connor. Turns out she was horribly abused as a child. R.I.P. Despite the nightmarish experiences... Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Let me give some love over here real quick here.
Hello, Moving Dutchman. This is Gandalf. Thank you for all that you do for this channel, and always remember, a Moving Dutchman is never late.
Nothing compares to you.
Arrives precisely when he means to.
Nothing compares to you, Moving Dutchman. Despite these nightmarish experiences, Sinead O'Connor's resilience and remarkable musical talent eventually catapulted. Okay, we know. However, the scars of the past remained, and Sinead found herself drawn into a cycle of psychiatric struggles. She spent significant time seeking help in mental health facilities, battling her demons, and trying to make sense of her traumatic upbringing. Embracing Islam, Sinead O'Connor embarked on a spiritual journey that brought her solace and purpose. She eventually generously donated half of her substantial earnings to charities and individuals, following advice from a priest who suggested repaying the stolen money. What's stolen money? How did she steal any money? From her childhood. Sinead's revelations in Rememberings paint a disturbing portrait of Marie O'Connor, a woman who seemed to undergo a dark transformation after her early years as a joyful and vibrant individual. Sinead speculated that an internal malevolence possessed her mother, leading her down a path of cruelty, wickedness that deeply scarred her daughter's life. While her untimely passing leaves her family and friends in mourning, her courage in confronting her past serves as a reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the endurance. Okay, yeah, we get it. We get it. We get it. Let's see. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Sinead O'Connor's obituary. Get the fudge out. By her own account, the childhood of the musician Sinead O'Connor, who died at age 56. So they're speculating, yes, use that English degree, exactly. So there's speculation that Sinead O'Connor may have taken her own life. So that's horrible. By her own account, the childhood of the musician Sinead O'Connor, who has died at age 56, was more than usually difficult. Her parents split when she was young, and against her wishes, she was sent to live with her mother, who she said was physically abused her and encouraged her to shoplift. The stealing led to 14-year-old Sinead spending 18 months at a training center that had previously been one of Dublin's most notorious church-affiliated Magdalene laundries. That sounds like a laundromat. Ireland apologizes for slave labor. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Irish state has finally... This is where they sent Sinead O'Connor as a child. They sent her into slave labor. The Irish state has finally said sorry to 10,000 women and girls incarcerated in Catholic Church-run laundries where they were... It was a laundry. Okay, where they were treated as virtual slaves. Well, that's the prison system now, isn't it? And here in America... let's see. Man, I've been itching, yo. I have been fucking itching. I feel like I got like some kind of internal disease going on because I'm just so fucking itchy. The apology in the Dale came about 2 weeks after the damning 1,000 plus page report was released detailing the way women and girls were maltreated inside the nun-controlled laundry. Those fucking nuns. Those fucking nuns. Survivors groups were infuriated when the Irish premier initially declined a fortnight ago to, however long a fortnight is, to explicitly apologize for the state's role in sending women and girls into Magdalene laundries, sometimes simply for coming from broken homes and being unmarried mothers. Do people hold on to this stuff? I don't know. Probably. In a powerful speech to a 2 weeks English speak. In a powerful speech to a Pac Dale, Kenny made some amends for what many view as a major error of judgment on the day the report was released. At the end of his address, Kenny appeared to break down briefly, choking back tears. Okay, we don't care. Apologizing to the women and girls. We get that. He said okay. Kenny also announced. Okay, so it was a pretty bad place. There was the report headed by Senator Martin Kellis found that the Irish state was complicit in sending girls and women to laundries where they received no pay. However, McLeish report did not cover Magdalene laundries run in Northern Ireland up until the 1980s. But only for 2 weeks. After that, they just switch up the correct way of things. Yeah, that's how they do it. So there, yeah, that's so it was horrible place to go.
You have a history, I think, of being misunderstood. It's always a tricky one, and I realise I'm a tricky subject to interview. The reason why people like me are singers is because the best way we communicate is through songs.
We know that, huh? Let me see. Hold on, let me see. She looked so good. She was so beautiful. She was so beautiful, Moving Dutchman. It's so sad that she was such a sad human being. All right, put in Sinead O'Connor's sexy pics. I didn't want it to bring up any bad. What, being cute? Here's Sinead O'Connor getting older. Look, here's shirt off. Let's go. Let's go. She was wild. I bet she was crazy in bed. Oh, bald women? I think she set the trend, right? She was in shape, too. Look at her. She killed it, man. All right, the important question, y'all. Smash or pass? Smash or pass Sinead O'Connor? The real question has come up. Smash or pass? Smash. Yeah, me too. I'm smashing. You know she was probably, I mean, she was crazy, so you know she was probably like wild in bed and shit. She knew what to do. She knew what to do. Poor lady. It's such a horrible story. Like what a shit story, man. And then the fact that she probably, well, I don't know if it's a fact, but the idea that she probably took her own life at the end of the day. She lost a son. Her boobs are uneven. Look at, you can see her boobs are uneven. Get the fuck out. Why? God damn it. Come on. Level up. Smash or pass. How low can you go? Shut up, Moving Dutchman. You know how low I go. You know how low I go. She was beautiful. And it's very sad. I wasn't the biggest fan of Sinead O'Connor, but she had some cuts. She had some cuts. I just mostly I'm flabbergasted on how much she was abused. I didn't realize that she was so abused and like in such a horrible way. Just in such a horrible, terrible way. So, moving Dutchman, smash or pass? You never gave us an answer. We never got your answer, moving Dutchman.
A little bit of that video and ask you to comment on it.
I just can't understand how a person can be left so alone, and I want everyone to see what it's like. That's why I'm making this video. All the people who are supposed to be loving you, taking care of you, are treating you like
Who are the people that won't take care of you? Are you talking about your family?
Yeah, now obviously I want to be really clever because like I love my family and I don't blame them. It's not easy for families of mentally ill people. We can be difficult. What happened was I had been writing to my family, begging letters, you know, and angry letters and raging. And I don't want to make out like I'm a victim here. I give it as good as I get. I was an ass to my family. I thought it would be better. Maybe my family might, if they saw how I'm feeling, they would relate to it.
you don't even care.
I hoped in my kidney stone madness that my family would see it and go, oh my God, we didn't realize it's that bad. We'll go get her. Do you know
Did they
what I mean?
watch?
No.
How do you know?
One of them told me. Yeah. I rang one of the fathers of my children, who happened to be 5 miles away from me in New York at the time, and had my 10-year-old child and didn't bring him to see me.
Are you mentally ill?
I don't believe I am, no. Unless you say that complex post-traumatic stress disorder is a mental illness. I've had a psychiatrist, one psychiatrist
I would say
told me I'm
that.
the sanest person he's ever met, which of course everyone laughs at when I say that. Musicians are always a little on the edge. We're somewhere out there. Also, I'm a child abuse survivor, very severe child abuse survivor, so, you know, I'm a little out there. I'm unusual, irregular, eccentric. What kicked all of this off really was that I had a hysterectomy, a radical hysterectomy in Ireland 2 years ago, and I lost my mind after that. And that's, I think, what happened with my family, and we have to give my family credit, and you know, they're not here to speak for themselves, so I don't want to disrespect them, but the fact is, they didn't know who the hell I was. I was told to leave the hospital 2 days after the surgery with Tylenol and no hormone replacement, and no guidance as to what might happen to me. I was flung into surgical menopause. So hormones were everywhere. I became very suicidal. I was a basket case. So yeah, I would say that after the hysterectomy, I was mental.
When we talked on the phone, you told me that you tried to kill yourself 8 times.
I know, I counted up the times in my life that I've tried to.
In 1 year. Why?
Because they left me. They left me and they wouldn't let me see my child. His father, who never bothered with the child, snuck him into foster care behind my back while I was in hospital trying to recover from.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. That's fucked up right there, man. How you gonna take someone's kids and then try to put them in foster care? Get the fuck out of here.
Being bonkers.
So off he goes into foster care.
My family, they all left the child there for 6 months.
Jesus.
Of course, I lost the plot, raging, angry. And anger was part of the suicidal feeling. And
rightfully so. She had every right to be angry.
Also was the grief and unfairness, and I can't get hurt unless I'm dead in front of them, blah, 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 you know. But that's what it was really about. That's what made me lose my absolute mind, was that they kept me from my most vulnerable child. Also, in some of my abuse as a child, my mother quite regularly was attempting to destroy my reproductive system. So the surgery.
Ugh, god damn, dude, that is so sad, man. It's so fucking sad. R.I.P. Sinead O'Connor. She was beautiful. She was a beautiful, sad soul. And I hope wherever she ends up is good. Although if you're Catholic and you kill yourself, you go straight to hell. But she was Muslim. What happens to Muslims if they kill themselves? Do they get virgins? Do Muslims go to hell for killing themselves? Do people who commit suicide go to hell forever? Committing suicide is strictly forbidden in Islam. Muslims go to purgatory? The last frontier in being a good Muslim. Suicide. The last frontier in being a good Muslim. What the fuck? What? What? What does that mean? Oh, it's a whole thing. In Islam, the view of suicide generally considered as a grave sin and is discouraged and condemned. Taking one's own life is considered a violation of the sanctity of life, which is highly valued in Islamic teachers. Muslim scholars have different opinions regarding the fate of individuals who commit suicide. Some argue that those who commit suicide may be subject to punishment, while others believe that God's mercy is vast and he may forgive them, or she may forgive them depending on their circumstances, mental state, or other factors. It is important to note that determining someone's fate in the afterlife is ultimately up to God, and Muslims believe that He is all-knowing and most merciful. Hence, it's essential not to make a blanket judgment about the destiny of individuals who have committed suicide, as only God can make the final decision. Okay, so that's not really an answer, I guess.